Okay, good morning.
Hey, good morning.
Hey, good morning, Tarek.
How are you doing?
Very good, thank you. How are you?
I'm good.
Yeah, good.
Yeah, it's been challenging the last week and this week,
I
but
think
let's see. Yeah,
it's the same for
it's
everyone, Tarek.
yeah, but let's see. I think I'm well positioned for the market to open. I'm short gold and long Nasdaq.
All right.
Amazing.
Awesome. Well, I do every morning. I record these sessions for my students for just basically what it is I look for in pre-market. So I'm going to start that. I think yeah, I am sharing my screen here.
Yep.
And here we go. So this is what I'm looking at for Wednesday, March 4th. Yeah, stock futures are rising. So did you say it was a NQ that you were long?
Yes, I'm long NQ.
Yeah. So NQ, uh, NQ. I'm just
I'm
going to
short
open up on and short oil. You said, right?
gold, gold
Oh,
GC.
gold. Sorry. Yeah. Yeah. I thought you had said oil because I was looking at it this morning and it is pulling back. And gold
But
seems to.
oil, I think. What do you think about oil, Gerald?
I don't usually trade oil. I watch it. I've always watched it, but I've never traded it. And just from what Trump said, I think this is what oil was stabilizing. Trump said that he was something to do with oil tankers, that he was going to stabilize the market, and it's what was on Investopedia this morning. So just by that, and actually, let's bring it up here. Um, there you go. Opening up, sorry, not opening up, but overnight was at R4 and has been retracing since then. There is obviously a level right here, yesterday's low, which is also S3. These levels are heavily used on the futures market. So something I'm going to look at after I look at my other 10 tickers. So yeah, and Bitcoin's up above 70. Something else that I look at, but I do not trade. At 10 a.m., there's the PMI numbers that could have an impact on the market, and then after market close, Broadcom or Avgo is reporting earnings. So I'm going to bring my trading view and look at my 10 tickers, where they are, where I plan on putting levels. And I'll actually be right back. I need something to drink. First of all, Apple, looking at where price is right now, green dotted line here is 263.40. Where am I? No, sorry. I just added these lines because I have them on DOS. I'm experimenting with them on TradingView. Pre-market high, as well as yesterday high, pre-market low, as well as yesterday low right here. They are levels that I like having on my DOS charts. I'm just experimenting with them on TradingView. So as far as Apple is concerned, no room to the left above price right now, unless we get to pre-market high. I will set an alert right above here, or sorry, right below before we get there. And then as far as room to the left, down below, there's not much until we get to yesterday's low. This is something I usually try to avoid, is trading within the range of yesterday's high and low. We can usually expect chop in this area. So as far as Apple is concerned, we'll see if it gets to these levels. And for now, I'm staying away. I'm staying away in the first half hour anyway. But then you look at AMD. Excuse me. AMD is approaching pre-market high. It already went above yesterday's high, which was in pre-market yesterday. So it is approaching areas where there is room to the left, and I talk about room to the left often, but this is what we mean here. If it gets above here, let's move it down a tiny bit. Let's move it right there. If it gets above this level, I look to the left, and we have not been there since the gap in pre-market on Monday morning. If I'm not mistaken, or no, sorry, that was on Tuesday morning. So there is some room to the left. We were there on Monday, but this big gap here would possibly make the market uncomfortable. So that is what I'm looking at with room to the left. As far as AMD is concerned, there is some above here, as in there is some room to the left above here. I want to see what it does at pre-market high. Does it punch through it and then make new highs? Does it break and retest for the move higher? Or does it reject at this level? I will be watching it, so I don't need to put an alert. As far as below here, there is no room to the left until we come all the way down here. So the only thing I'm looking at as far as an area on AMD is a little bit higher. Moving to Amazon. Same thing with Amazon. We are very close to pre-market high, and we are above yesterday's high. Let me just make sense of these. Yesterday's high is right here. That's this dotted line here. And then pre-market high is right here. I had an alert up here. I'm not quite sure why. It was from days ago, I guess. I just never removed it. So I will be looking at Amazon because it has room to the left. Again, we look to the left, lots of room here. We have taken out liquidity from here, but the market hasn't opened yet. So I want to see what happens after 9:30. Below, no room to the left. And let me remove some of these because I don't like it when I've got too many lines on my chart. There we go. Meta, 30-minute chart. Let's remove this large block here. Meta, very similar story. Room to the left if we make it above this area right here. Lots of room to the left. We had wicked up here and then sold back down. Tried again on Monday. Tried again on Tuesday. If we look here, we are making lower highs. So this will possibly be an area of interest. I do have an alert set just above the high of the previous 30-minute candle. It'll probably just go off right at the open. And as far as below, no room to the left. Microsoft, 30-minute, we're okay. We are right at pre-market high and yesterday high. Again, room to the left. Will be an interesting area to look at. Below, no room to the left. So I'm not looking at anything, and let's remove this alert here. No longer pertinent. NVIDIA, pre-market high as well as yesterday high are very, very close. We put in a reverse hammer at, what was it, 5:30 this morning. Tried to make it up there, very, very low volume. But this is definitely looking as a retest of this 30-minute fair value gap. What it does at this level here will be very interesting. So again, room to the left higher, no room to the left below. Tesla. Tesla has been on a shorter term in the last few days, has been making lower highs and lower lows. However, we did find support here yesterday. That's why I have this rectangle here. And now there's not a lot of room to the left unless we get above this level here. So I'll put an alert above 404. That's the only thing I'd be interested in Tesla. Below, if you look below the candle here, there is no room to the left until we get down below here, and that's below 385. So I'm not really interested in there as of yet. Qs. Been chopping around in a rectangle, a lot of indecision as far as the Qs and SPY. We have closed the gap from yesterday morning, but it hasn't closed during market hours yet. I'll be curious to see what happens over here. But as far as room to the left, there is some, especially if I zoom in like this. We haven't been there since Monday. So there is definitely some room to the left above here for a possible breakout and retest or a rejection of this level. So we'll see what happens in the first half hour. Very similar story for SPY. Pre-market high and yesterday high. Yesterday high is this line right here. Pre-market high is over here. We are in a lower range, which means that from the previous day to yesterday, we were lower, which means that R3 could be an area of resistance. It could be a short signal from there. Again, not. I'm just basically looking at what the possibilities are for me, especially after the first 5 to 15 minutes. We'll see what the market gives us early on. And then NQ, very similar to the Qs, right? Similar levels to the Qs. However, NQ is above yesterday's high. We popped up above it, retested, and making new highs above here. It is also in a lower range. R3 could be an area of resistance. So for me, I have to wait to see what the market is going to give us in the first half hour. That's what I've got for right now. I've talked about room to the left. I will see how things react at those levels. It is 9:28. I don't have the same time on my computer as on DOS, which is odd. But once the market opens, I want to talk about what worked yesterday. We were talking about PLTR, and then what didn't work. I tried a short yesterday below a daily level, and that's where it was here on options. I tried to short the breakdown here for a further move lower. It did not work, -1R, and I'll show it a little bit later on. Don't know why I've lost my level 2 here. I'm going to have to restart, so I'm going to stop sharing. And I'm going to restart my DOS. I find it easier than just trying to find that closed window. And there we go. So market is open. Our vol seems very high for the open. If anybody is trading the open, good luck.
I bought in before the open 2 NASDAQ contracts. got out of them and re-entered them again. I'm looking for 25,000. And I'm short on gold. Gold is setting up really nicely on the 30 minutes. It might be putting a bear flag.
I'll bring it up to look at it in a few minutes. SPY approaching that level that I was wondering if it was going to be resistance or if we were going to break out above it. We shall see. It's too early for me. I do not like the extreme volatility of the open. Therefore, I wait. That is one massive tail on AMD. Alert on Apple. Let's move this. So Apple has touched yesterday's, yeah, it just touched yesterday's high. So right there. Which was at R3. Right, just above R3, touched it. Now it seems like it's putting in an indecision candle. It's a little bit too early to tell because there's still a few minutes, 2 minutes and 16 seconds before this candle closes. Amazon is very interesting because it took out liquidity. There's a lot of room to the left. We have not been here in a while. Took out liquidity above a pre-market high as well as yesterday's high. At this point, I'd be curious to see what happens here. Do we continue up and then retest out of this level? Possibly a possibility for a little bit later on. Interesting kangaroo tail candle being put in Google. As far as room to the left, there's not a lot. We were just there yesterday, but could be showing strength at pre-market low. Again, very difficult to trade the kangaroo tail when it's the first candle of the morning because the tail often is very large. So to put your stop, you'd have to go all the way down here, which is $2 away. So you need to aim for 6 for a 3-hour trade. We've got some strong bullish candles being put into Meta here. Interesting first 5-minute candle on Apple. A little bit of an indecision, but a long wick into liquidity. Google, we've got a doji over here. Open and close pretty much at the same spot. 60. Tesla has closed this gap now. There's a lot of quick movement in the first 5 minutes, and now it's like we've taken a bit of a pause. Well, I'm not planning on doing much in the first little while here, other than looking at the market, seeing what is or potential possibilities. I wanted to look at PLTR here. We were looking at this yesterday on the 1 minute time frame. Right here, I wanted to share what we were looking at yesterday. On the 1 minute time frame, when I add in volume, there is this massive anomaly candle right here. This massive volume candle here was not indicated in the price candle. So we were saying that this is an anomaly. When you see a lot of, it's a green candle because the candle was green. It could have been green or red, but it didn't show a lot of buying. So a lot was transacted right here. And just right after, or 2 candles later, it put in this reverse hammer. And we had just said, if because of this hammer, it could be a possibility to go short. So we put in this sim trade just to see if it would have been possible to make 3R, and this trade worked. Stop above the wick, came down to, I don't know why it's no longer at 3. There you go, 2.99. So right over here, it hit 3R. And then very shortly after, it reversed from there. So it gave a nice V reversal. So it would have been possible on the next, I think it put in, let's go back over here. Yeah, it didn't put in the signal that I like to see, but it did put in a nice V reversal for the next move higher. So this was something we were talking about yesterday as it happened. Let's go back to Apple, back to the 5 minute, and back to live. These incredibly long wicks are very difficult to trade. So let's look at the 5 minute time frame. Let's see what's happening with AMD. Amazon broke out, possibly hitting resistance at R4. Making, I'm going to go down to the 1 minute, because if it, this was where it broke out of this range, broke out of it on the 1 minute, put in this large 1 minute fair value gap, now seems to be retesting it. It's a little bit early. Volume is dying off. RVol on, what are we looking at? Amazon. RVol is at 66%. So for me, it's not ideal. We'll move it out of the way and we will look at it from here. But this could be a breakout and retest scenario. Be curious to see what happens here, but with really low volume like this and RVol at 66, personally, I don't like it. If anybody sees anything or you'd like to share anything, please don't hesitate. The NQ trade you were looking at went up and pulled back. A lot of volatility in the first few minutes. And gold seems to be chopping in a range. I'll leave this here and I'll be back in 1 minute. Very subdued price action right now. Going below PDC on SPY. I don't see much right now. I said I would share what I saw on SPY yesterday, why I shorted, even though it did not work. This was my trade yesterday on SPY. I will share it here. Let's replay here. Put a level right there. And let's replay to show what it is that I saw. There we go. So yesterday on SPY, we broke down below pre-market low, put in this bearish candle here, and then came back up and retested. One more candle, retested again, and whoops, that's not what I wanted to do. There we go. That's okay. So retested again, had trouble making new highs. Put in a somewhat of a bearish candle. This candle right here. It did close green. I believe it might have closed red on TradingView. Is that possible? I'll check it after. But anyway, nonetheless, I thought it would continue rejecting here. I got in short and noticed right away that it was going against me, and got out right away. It was on options. It was on my larger size account, so it wasn't quite one R. It was under 1 R because I got out really quickly. But then the reverse of it was not according to my signals, because it was below S6. But once it made a new high above S6, I kind of regretted not going in long, because it worked out better on the long side. But this is my breakdown and retest setup. I took it and it didn't work, and that's okay. I actually didn't take anything else, so I had other work to do. Didn't like the price action. It's been difficult lately. There's been a lot of chop between these levels. Again, we're within pre-market high and pre-market low. Same thing on Qs. Same thing on Tesla. Right now, we seem to be rejecting those levels on Meta. Amazon, I was looking at the breakout and the retest. I did not like it because of low R-ball.
The gold trade is working fine for me. It's I took a partial out of it.
Yeah, that's a nice candle right there. I'm on the 5-minute time frame here. So broke down.
The one's giving me trouble is the Nasdaq. I've been in and out for it. This is the third time I'm in.
And when you say you're in long?
Yeah, I'm long Nasdaq 2 contracts from 24,892. I'm looking for the 25,000.
Is your stop? I don't know if you're seeing my screen here, but is your stop at?
Yes.
Is it below like the wick of the previous candle?
Not the wick. I'm looking at 840.
Oh yeah.
Just about it, because if it goes back into the range,
And your target is 25, so just above high of day.
Yeah, there's a level over there, and there's a point of control at 25.17. But it's just too choppy.
Yeah, it's hard to tell who's in control.
Yeah.
Right? It's definitely difficult to tell right now who's in control. So I think there was just a question on the chat. Try to bring that up. There we go. Yeah, PMI in 10 minutes. Thank you, Oliver. That's why I often like to wait for 10 a.m. And when I say 10 a.m., I mean after 10 a.m. So usually a 5-minute candle after 10 a.m. I seem to see things settling down. We often choose a direction. Meta's very interesting, not a signal, but very interesting. There was room to the left, broke out above a pre-market high and yesterday high. They were both at the same level, broke out, retested, and seems to be making new highs. Meta on the 5-minute here. There we go. In a neutral range. So the long possibly could have been taken right there with the wick right there to stop there, and then 3 to 1, where it still takes us below R6. I'm just going to leave this here. There we go. And we'll see how it plays out. This, I call this back testing, forward testing. It's just, it came out of the range, broke out, big green candle, came back and retested. There is a level there. This was pre-market high as well as yesterday's high. Put in a bullish 5-minute candle, entry on the break of that high, and we aim for 3R. Just for educational purposes, we just see what woulda, coulda. However, that is my one of my preferred setups. Honestly, I saw it a little bit too late and right before news, and it's Meta. I'm not a fan of Meta. Not a fan of trading Meta. And that's the thing with trading in the same instruments all the time. You get to know how they react, and you get to know what you like and don't like. And Meta is one that I'm just not a fan of. But hopefully that shows what it is that I look for the break and retest. Breaks out of a consolidation area, this range right here. Comes and retests. This is a bullish candle with a high at 661. Now it's, this, if you're partialing, approaching high a day could be a place to partial. But my 3R is at 671.35. Seems a bit high, but Meta can absolutely move $10, $12. Were you stopped out of that trade, Tarek, on NQ?
No, I'm still long. I just lightened up my position because of the data that's coming in. I had to re-enter it. This is the third time. But it's setting up on the bigger time frames. I'm looking at lately the market become very choppy. So what I found out during the choppy markets, it's better to take setups on bigger time frames.
Yeah.
With the wider stops. So if that's why I took the gold short, because on the 30 minutes it was putting like a structure, like a bear flag. And this is going well. And on the 30 minutes also for the NASDAQ, it's been ranging for the 25,100 and the 24,350. So I said, okay, let's see if it will make one more push towards the 25,000. And also on gold, I have a level at 51.20. Gold is going fine. the short on gold is doing fine, but the Nasdaq been a problem for me the last couple of days.
Yeah, not just for you. It's the obviously with the news and uncertainty. The market does not like uncertainty, and we know that there is a lot of uncertainty right now. Meta approaching high day. High day was 665.35. There you go. Punched up above high day. Good strategy. Possibly a good strategy. Once it does break out of a high day here, if it comes and retests the lows here, this is oftentimes where I'll de-risk. Right? It has punched up. It's at an area of possible resistance here. On equities, I usually try to just leave it. Right? Leave it and leave the computer. It's either -1 or +3. However, on options, I will absolutely de-risk just because of time decay. If it takes a while to get there, but that move on Meta right here would have already been a 3R move on options. So hopefully that helps, especially my students that are watching this after the fact. It might not work, and they often don't work. But the break and retest here is a good example. All right, news coming out in 2 minutes. The break and retest on Amazon was also not as clean but if you look on the 1 minute on Amazon, the 1 minute did show a signal for entry around 211.50, and it's already approaching 215. So the break and retest on Amazon also could have worked. Personally, I did not like the low R vol. However, now at 80% or more, I do like it. But the move has happened. Right, break and retest above yesterday's high as well as pre-market high. That is a very, very good setup in my book. Same thing on Meta. See what the numbers give us, and let's see if Qs can do a similar move as what we've seen over here. Right, we are above yesterday's high. We've punched above pre-market high. Let's see what happens here. Very curious to see what the Qs do. I am going to put the Qs option chain on my screen. And the news might be a nothing burger. I mean, we don't know what is going to come out at 10 a.m. It is the PMI, which is the Purchasers Manufacturing Index. We had a pop up. Does it sustain? Qs. So making new highs, does it sustain these highs? There's room to the left on Qs, but we are approaching where we were on, where was this, Monday? Right? Monday aftermarket. If it does sustain here, I would not be surprised to see a move up to 610, which was the high of Monday. Wow, that Amazon break and retest really did work. Our vol was not as important as it usually is. Nice setup though, above PDC, pre-market high, yesterday high, breakout, retest, off you go. Same thing with Meta. The Meta trade profit was at 671.44. We'll see how that plays out. That was with a 5-minute entry on the 1 minute. On the 1 minute, the entry, yeah, the stop would have been much closer. Stop would have been below that wick here. And 3R was already reached. Get much tighter entries on the 1 minute. However, they're riskier. Rejection candle possible on Qs. I'm going to wait till this candle closes, see what happens. There you go, first 5 minute after the news closed, indecision candle. Definitely not a clean candle for either direction, either a long or a short, so I wait. Interesting price action happening on Meta right now. Volume on SPY has declined, are all below 71% or at 71%. Gonna put the book, the Meta's book here. So this candle here, the low was 666. We break below 666. There's possible support at 665, but then below 664.50, we could be coming back to 660. Interesting candle forming on Qs.
Above alert.
There you go. That's the break of the high on Qs. I wanted to be alerted. Do we just sweep up or do we break out? Interesting price action on SPY as well, right at all these levels. It's 83.47 on SPY. $683. High is 683.51, 52. SPY pullback here, I do not trust because it has not taken out the highs. There are orders above 683.50. Look at them all right there. Pause my screen. There you go. 683, 57, 58, 59, 683, 70, 25,000 shares. That might not be realistic. I'm assuming NQ is doing well, considering the Qs are making new highs. There you go, 25,000 hit. I hope you're still in that trade, Tarek. Okay, so we're punching and making new highs now. This is where I start looking at it. Do we continue buying? Indecision candle on the 5-minute here. Still a battle between buyers and sellers. Can we find buyers above here? This is right where the gap was. Right, we're still in this gap. Above yesterday's high, above pre-market high. Are we going to go close this gap at 684.30? Yeah, interesting level. Bit of a double top forming on Tesla. Not really a double top as far as my rules are concerned, because it just was in a zone here, so we're not really, didn't really make a top. We're looking at where it opened at 4 a.m. Then yes, it's a top. Making smaller 1 minute candles on SPY. Those 684 is printed on SPY. I had a higher time frame level here at 684, whatever this is, I think I might have, 684. No trades for me yet. And possibly none to be taken. The break and retest on Meta and on Amazon were really good signals. Not that I give signals. Sorry, that's not what I meant to say. They were good examples of the break and retest. Yeah, we do not give signals in this group. Just trying to share what it is that I see. Give a play-by-play of what I see. So Tesla, I had a higher time frame alert set for here. Yeah, right above these highs. Want to see how does it react to this level. Right, we'd sold from there, but now we're punching up above it. Another 8 or 9 minutes, and I'm going to log off. Yeah, the break and retest on Qs on this. Let's do it. Right, so this was the region, pre-market high, broke out of it and then came all the way back down to this level here. Indecision candle, but then started making new highs. Once it broke out of high of day here, it did retest that level, but on a red candle. If we go to the 1 minute time frame, broke out of high of day over here. Yeah, there was a few candles here, especially this one right here. Breakout over here, stop below the previous candle. Could have been a profitable long. And on SPY, for it to be a breakout and retest for me, I like it to be on a strong breakout. And I didn't see that on SPY. NQ, very nice move. 25.75 now.
I'm feeling bad about it. I bailed on it before the news.
Oh no.
Yeah, it started to put.
Isn't that always the case?
Yeah, no, but I'm
and if you had stuck to it, it would have come and taken you out.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it would have been a really nice, nice trade that was in at 24,892.
yeah, right at
Yeah,
R3, approaching R4 right now. This is an area to take profit. Possible resistance right above there, 25,100.
yeah, especially that was the high of 2 sessions ago.
Yeah,
High of the 2nd of March session.
yeah, right there. Right, it was a high there, but also the high on Thursday, and then post-market or early pre-market on Friday, and then just came down from there. Then on Monday, hit that ceiling. Right, so this will be highly likely to be an area of interest. Yeah, now we're breaking out on SPY. So what I'll be looking at later, but not in hours from now, but I want to see, can we come and retest the 684 area? There's probably a lot of interested buyers around just pre-market high here. Seen a breakout on Tesla as well. Continuation on the Amazon and Meta break and retest trades we were talking about earlier. Target on Meta was 670. There's strong momentum on NQ. Now it's punched up above R4, approaching the 100 level. There you go. Just popped up above it, just like that. Now, is it sustained, or are we just taking stops out? $670.44, I think, was my target on Meta on that break and retest. with entry on the 5-minute candle. Right, there it goes. 670. It was 84, but I think no, that just. Three R's, pretty much right there. And then did I put it on Amazon? I did not put it on Amazon, but on Amazon would have worked as well. Right, broke out, retested, entry, stop. Stop could have been below the previous candle here. And 3R. What's going on here? Get off of there. Here we go. There's 3R right there. And let's bring it in because it reached it within minutes. There you go. So that'll be part of what worked and what didn't work. Well, I haven't taken any trades. I don't see anything that did not work. The Meta, the Amazon break and retest. See if SPY wants to come down and retest. But market's nice and green. See, oil's going down a little bit. RCAT is not something I have on there usually. PLTR, follow through from yesterday. Quantum ETFs, sorry, are moving up. Yeah, nice green day so far. So with that, it's 10:30. I'm going to log off, and hopefully this was educational for my students and whoever else was in here, whoever else on YouTube is watching. And good luck to whoever is in a trade right now or is still looking. And please don't hesitate to participate. And oh crap, I just saw the I just opened up the chat. So Oliver, something similar with NQ. Oh, okay, you guys were talking about that that move on NQ. Gold was good earlier, 2 hours before the New York Open. Yeah. No, we're seem to be trending now. Tesla, whoever took this this long on Tesla, that's another breakout. However, it doesn't seem to have retested. I really like the explanation on Meta and Amazon as far as being above pre-market low, pre-market high as well as yesterday high. This was a really good example. My bias against Meta kept me out of this trade, but this would have been a really good one. And low RVOL got me or kept me out of the Amazon trade. But RVOL is nice and high at 89 now. So that's okay. There will be other opportunities. And if anybody has questions, please don't hesitate to come in tomorrow and let me know. And hopefully I can help out. Okay. Cheers, everyone.